Okay, well, on to The Empire Strikes Back. This will probably be fairly short because I don't really have that much to say. The Empire Strikes Back, beyond it's the best Star Wars film. I mean, it's the best one. I mean, it's really strong and pretty much every week. I think there's a couple of dodgy lines near the beginning that are awkward attempts at humour. But apart from that, there's not much beyond this is great. there's the good thing about the film actually is it's so beautifully shot that the atmosphere from each place is so specific. Like they really delivered, and they took what was there already, and because they had more money, they actually spent it on getting the atmosphere better. Because I mean, it's not much bigger than Star Wars and the scope of what's going on, but it's much bigger in the way how things are built up to create a more fuller world because they don't have to cut around things now because they've only limited of a budget that's only goes so far. Now they've got some more time to actually create a world so that Hoth is really well established and very clear what Hoth is. The Empire is much more established with the massive Star Destroyers. Cloud City looks beautiful. Dagobah looks beautiful. Everything's detailed. So they really put the money in there to create something that's palpable as a great design. So I mean, it looks beautiful. Plus, it's direct. It's directed by Irvin Kershner, who's a good director, but he's not a great one, who can be moulded. And I think one of the reasons why the film works is because George Lucas got someone who's good with actors, who could deal with the acting, and who had a decent eye and who could deliver, but also it left George Lucas to do what he did best, which was create the world, keep the pace going, keep the plot going, and have an overall idea what the story is. The script's a lot better because Lawrence Kasdan wrote this one, and the dialogue generally is a lot better and much more to the point, and you're always getting in and out quickly without any clunkiness in any place. So you always feel like it's always moving forward, they're always reacting very normal, understandable way to things. And the dialogue gets to the point, it's usually quite funny, there's lots of good jokes once the film gets going. There's also the thing is because the whole movie is a chase, the lot's always powering forward. You feel it throughout the movie because I remember when I saw this as a kid, there's an oppressive evil to the Empire. You just felt they were a threat. They felt so much scarier than they ever did in Star Wars. And a lot of it's the actual design, a lot of it's the photography, but Peter Szyszycki, who does a lot of David Cronenberg films, and a lot of it's just the pace because it's just barreling forward. It's not enough to lose the characterization, but it barrels forward all the time, so you always feel there's a threat. There's always something going on that's affecting the characters. They never have a chance to breathe because essentially, first and basically starts with Luke getting attacked. Then, as soon as that's dealt with, the entire Empire's going down on them, and it's a massive battle scene to get escape from the Empire. And from then on, Vader's after them, Falcon the whole way through the movie, and he's using them as bait for Luke. And it's really well done. The whole feeling of that movie is like people surviving through hell because you've seen the characterizations as they come through, as they're surviving through a difficult situation, and the better side of the characters come forward, the worse the situation is. So you see Han become much less selfish as the situation is more dire. You see the heroic side of him come out. You see the romance becomes something because it's two people connecting in a difficult situation, which works so much better in Attack of the Clones because they talk too much in Attack of the Clones without any menace to it. Here they've always in danger and romance really works a lot better. It's off the cuff, it's designed very carefully through humour and through them surviving situations. So it's a really well put together sequence of events that lead to the romance paying off. Also, you get Luke go through a training Dagobah. And the interesting thing with this is, if you've seen the prequels, one way the prequels pay off is you see Yoda's training Luke in a very different way as he would before, which is he was dealing with, it wasn't dogmatic anymore, but what's the basics in the Force? What do you need to know to become a better person rather than you must do this, you must do that, you must do that to be what our Day of the Jedi is. Now it's much more it's not relaxed, but it's much more dealing with the world rather than doing what we think you should be in the world. So you see the Jedi sequence, the training work really well. Yoda's funny, he's encouraging, but he's tough in Luke and making sure Luke always knows this is going to be a tough journey. The sequence in the Dark Side of the Force bit where he goes into the tree and confronts Vader and smashes through the face and you see Luke's face under Vader is really well. Even if you know the revelation, it's still so well done because it's a great psychological moment. And the whole mood of Dagobah really delivers. It really creates a sense of this is a dangerous place and to be honest, Luke has to be very brave. And that's never anything that's been said, it's just the actual location that creates that feeling. So a lot's been delivered without you being told things, which really works in this film. So there's lots of that in the film where it's pacing and it's implication rather than saying anything, which works really well. So the funny thing is the Dagobah sequence is it's quite short. You think it's very long, but you actually look at it, there's not that many scenes there. I mean, there's the meeting Yoda, then there's the training stuff, and Luke has to leave. It feels longer than it actually is because they keep to the point and you're always getting information you need, and the atmosphere is always creating information which you need to know, and you're getting a lot by implication. So it works really well. So there's not much more to say beyond it's a really great film. I mean, the final battle between Luke and Vader is great because it's so atmospheric. I mean, it's either my favourite of the actual confrontations with the lightsaber battles in any of the movies because it's the best one. It's atmospheric, it's the character stuff. There's an implication of evil for Vader. This one, it really senses that he's mad and he's just bitter, and the whole world supports that this guy's out of control and he is going to get Luke. And there's this threat throughout the last third of the movie where you see him torturing Han just to make Luke know that his friend's in danger, which is an evil idea. That's really horrible idea that really works. I remember again when a kid finding that really disturbing. The whole movie is that kind of feeling. But at the end when Luke actually escapes, it's like whew, because it's been built up so oppressively throughout this movie that there's lots of danger. So the whole movie is beautiful but also powerful because it's always moving. Plus it's got a great dark ending where Han Solo's been captured and going to Jabba the Hutt. The rebels have been thoroughly beaten. Vader looks scary as hell and you're wondering where the hell they're going to go for the sequel. This is the peak of Star Wars. I don't think it's ever going to be as good as this again because I still don't see the new movies being as good as this one. And honestly, it fell off pretty bad with Return of the Jedi because I have problems with Return of the Jedi. So it's a excellent movie. I mean, it's one of those movies where you can just say it's amazing and you just have to see it. It's something you have to see rather than I can explain lots of things why it's great, but it's one of those movies that are just obviously excellent. And again, it's funny because it's taken a director who was always good but was never that good, and he's been pushed by his producers, also George Lucas is also a director, to be the best he can never be. And he's given him a great writer, given him a big budget, and he's pushed him to actually be great. So this is the one time this director, Irvin Kershner, was great. The rest of his career was never as good as this. I mean, when they bashed George Lucas, they bashed him for not being this film. And this film was a fluke because there's a mix of a few different people who came together at the right time. Same way in Raiders of the Lost Ark, it was Spielberg, Lucas and Kasdan. It's basically a mix of people